8 misconceptions of non-car people. People who don't love cars have a few stupid misconceptions that we as petrolheads are duty-bound to set right. Here are a few examples. Owning an old car means you don't have money. Incorrect. Owning an old car means that you've got something with personality, charm, and a colourful history. Owning an old car also means that you're more likely to enjoy driving, being in control and harmonising your hands, feet, ears and eyes for perfect downshifts and maybe even the occasional burnout. What's more, many old cars appreciate in value while others have skyrocketed to astronomical levels. You only need to look at prices of old E30 M3s to get my point. It's okay to rev a car from cold. Okay, so you probably don't even know you're doing it, but every time you start up the motor and rev the nuts of it when you drive to work or the shops, you are shortening the life expectancy of your engine. The reasons have to do with the fact that it takes around 10 to 30 seconds to get the important lubricating oil to flow around the engine, as well as the fact that the metals that make up an engine need time to expand gradually, not get stressed and warped from hard use from fire up. Think of it this way. Do you get out of bed and immediately sprint to the bathroom? No. You check your phone, have a stretch and scratch whatever body part itches most. The same rules must apply to a cold engine. Bigger car equals safer car. If you, as an owner of a larger vehicle like an SUV, 4x4 or pickup truck were to have a head-on collision with an MX-5, then the chances are high that you'd probably win. But in a situation where you have to change direction quickly, you're far more likely to be involved in a rollover crash because of your high center of gravity and taller suspension. Just look at the results by Technikens Welt in September 2016 when they put a new Hilux through the Moose test. Yup, as you can see, that's a 2016 vehicle almost rolling at only 37 miles an hour. Luckily, Toyota recently fixed the issue by tweaking the VSC system and raising the inflation pressure, but on older, tall and heavy cars especially, you need to be extra careful. Then you also need to remember that the higher weight of bigger cars means that there's more mass to slow down in the event of an emergency, in which case you might be better off in the lightweight MX-5 in certain situations. Car people are boring. Oh, so you like cars? Cool! So, what's your favourite car? How many times has this awkward exchange of nothingness happened to you? My stock answer these days is to simply say Porsche 911, because everyone knows what that is, meaning that you can quickly move on and have a conversation about something that interests you both. So, to non-car lovers everywhere, just because we're petrolheads doesn't mean that we're not interested in other things like, I'm out. Fast cars are pointless because of speed limits. The point of owning a fast car is not necessarily to go fast at all times, and for petrolheads like us, it's enough to know that the car you're driving is stupidly fast. And because you know it, others will too, which is a nice feeling for most of us, except the sleeper guys who like to hunt supercars in the shadows. The point of a fast car for many people is also to release stress when it's safe to do so, like at the track or the autobahn. Why? Because true petrolheads vent their frustrations through the accelerator pedal, not through hateful comments or empty words on YouTube. There's no point in driving stick. Again, this comes down to the lifestyle choice thing. Car lovers relish little more than being in complete control of a car. The way we make our cars dance on a fast road to the noise of the engine at high revs is all orchestrated by our hands and feet. Rev matching, heel and toe, and changing up when your engine has reached its full power. There's nothing more thrilling than knowing that you and your car are working in complete harmony. It's what makes people bond and fall in love with their cars. And sure, while most modern automatics are faster and more economical than driving with a manual, I can guarantee that you won't be having as much fun as me in my manual. Except if we're both stuck in stop-start traffic, in which case, manuals suck. It's acceptable to drive in the middle lane. No. If you're not overtaking, you need to pull over into the slower lane. Why? Because the longer you hog the middle lane, the more you're holding up the rest of us. And hold-ups mean traffic, and traffic mean accidents. What's more, your middle lane hoggery makes other road users extremely angry, and angry car drivers are unsafe car drivers. Thankfully, in the UK at least, middle lane hogs can receive fines and points on their license for their stupidity. With all that money you spent on car parts, you could have bought something better. Hands up if you've ever heard this one. It's a classic and just goes to prove that some people simply want to watch the world burn. Okay, so with my X amount of pounds, I could have bought something decent and reliable. But the thing we car people love is to create something unique, something that's perfectly suited to our needs, or simply to bring something that any normal person would scrap back from the dead. There's also great satisfaction to be had from making a slow car fast or swapping out an engine, all of which costs a lot of money, but which satisfies us more than anything else in this wonderful world. In today's episode, I'm joined by Gareth again, which means only one thing. We're going to be building the car to make it even faster and even better. We've got bucket seats, we've got harnesses, and in front of us, some new discs and some EBC yellow stuff pads.